don't understand. Will they fuck it all up or will they save the land? Treachery, vanity, loitering and worse. They are their own worst enemies. These fuckers are me
It's just like a normal. It's just like a normal game. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Mute for John.
Mute for John.
Oh, all right, yeah. Hi, I'm John Hartness, and I'll be playing the role of Fandingo the Fantastical. Bard of all trades and wearer of fantastical hair. In real life, I write multiple series, including Quincy Harker, Demon Hunter, The Black Knight Chronicles, and Bubba the Monster Hunter, all of which can be found in the Authors and Dragons Con bookstore.
Hi, I'm Joseph Brassi. I'll be playing the role of Bjorg Bjornsson, enthusiastic, positive masculinity barbarian. I was an author on the Mongoliad books. My novel Skyfarer and Dragon Road can be found in the Authors and Dragons bookstore, and I am the author of such non-existent titles as Why Me? Why Here? Why My Rear?
Hey everyone, my name is Rick Gualtieri, and I play Silas Kane, who most assuredly is not the arrow of the gods. In real life, I write several series, including The Tome of Bill, Bill of the Dead, Tales of the Crypto Hunters, all of which, go figure, are over in the bookstore.
Hello, friends. My name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious ROG. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories, starting with the first book, Critical Failures. I also write many of the titles in our Shingles series, including Just Say Gnome. And I wrote Space Puppies, and I wrote Klaus Encounters. All of that shit is in the bookstore. Go get it.
Hi there, my name is Steve Weverill, and I play Brandon Fymaster, sexually attractive monk and your favorite character. In real life, I write such books as The Doomsayer Journeys and Everyone You Love Will Be Eaten by Wolves, available in the bookstore.
Hey everybody, I am Drew Hayes. The sartorial scion of this shit gala, the Dungeon Master, and author of books such as Forging Hephaestus, Villain's Code, and Noble Roots and Superpower Tier 1. I think we still have those last two in the bookstore as of last I checked, but not a lot, so move fast. And we want to thank you all for coming to Authors and Dragons Con 2022, the live game. Before we get into the antics of our previous adventures, I just want to take a moment and give a special lift of the glass to John Hartness. Y'all don't necessarily see it, but so much of the work that happens on these cons happens because John is willing to put in the time and effort and expertise that he has acquired. And without him, truly, these would never happen. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, John. You truly make this happen.
Thank you all.
All right, and that's another way of saying that this is also all your fault.
Hell, I publish half the cast. Of course it's all my fault.
So when last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had been gathering the shells of dimensional snails. Oh no, what did I do? in order to create dimensional lightning rods to capture lightning, to hatch an egg they found inside an aboleth lair. We've been playing this game for a really long time. Shit's gotten a little convoluted. And so you have all successfully slept, you have gathered your materials, paunch supplies, your rods, if you will, and I know you all will. Hello. Told you. So you can begin ascending, you can go up the trail. We're not gonna show any of that because we only have so much time on the live game. Let's get to the good shit.
Bucket on my head.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I'll help Bjorg take the bucket off his head. I think he got lost in there.
The bucket pops off your head and flies onto Gordon Skinflints, who is no longer going to be helpful.
That's disturbing. I
All right.
saw things in there.
Why don't you all throw me perception rolls while the map loads on the screen for the folks behind us?
I click my token.
I didn't.
Wait, hold it. Oh, right, here it is.
Silence gets a 9.
Bjorg rolls an 8.
Fandingo rolls a 22.
Perception?
Perception.
Brandon's internet is down, but he rolls a 10.
Klaus Richter rolls an 18.
All right. We'll just start from the bottom. So Bjorg, Silas, you see a big, barren, rocky mountaintop. You have climbed a little inner mountain chamber and kind of popped out in what looks like the ruins of something that might have once stood but has been just ripped to absolute shit.
I think we're on a mountain.
You are indeed, sir.
Well, you're the Northman. You would know mountains.
I do.
Mountains are sinful.
It's just a hill with ideas above its station.
So you, with the 10 of Brandon, you are able to see, oh man, there's some big-ass clouds gathered up around this mountain, and boy, it sure sounds like thunder in the distance. And with the 18 and 22, Fandingo and Klaus can realize that there is a storm that's going to break any minute now.
Storms are coming.
Hey guys, we should whip out our rods over somewhere because the storm's about to happen.
What?
Whip out your rod.
Is this really the time for that?
I'm a bard. Yes.
I'm uncomfortable.
But you're fuzzy, so it's okay.
I'm more uncomfortable.
All right, so I'm going to start setting out some rods that y'all are going to be able to pick up and move with your characters. Each of you has one. You will have to move it with your characters, of course. And you can set them up how you would like, where you would like, but I would maybe coach some speed because you are, again, holding giant lightning rods in face of an impending storm. So, there's that to consider. But why don't we start things off with, God help us all, initiative.
Silence gets a 9.
Bjorg rolls a 3.
Klaus rolls an 8.
Fandingo rolls an 11.
Brandon is still having connection problems. He rolls a 9.
I will add it to the tracker for you.
Cheers, buddy.
All right, Fandingo, you have first action.
God help us all. These squares that I see, are they elevated?
Yes, those looks like the remains of pillars. They're about maybe a foot high, pretty crumbled and unstable.
I want to put a rod atop that pillar.
All right, you can move over and set a rod. You have control. They're all freely pick upable by any of you.
I'll take this one. I have placed my rod appropriately.
There's a first time for everything.
I hate you so much right now.
And Brandon, anybody can move any of the tokens, so if you ask Fandango nicely, I bet he will move your rod where you would like. It's also your turn.
Which is the highest and best point?
With your 10 perception, you got a 10. So there's a elevated circle atop what looks like kind of a small incline, before you. I'm clicking it on the map to make it do the little boop boop thing. We get very technical on this podcast.
Yeah, doing the boop boop.
That would technically be the highest point.
Okay, Brandon will use his monk speed to get to the highest point where everyone can see him the most. And I guess he'll take the rod as well.
Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. There's also one other thing y'all are going to have to place.
A beholder.
Your conscience, man.
But I'm right here.
Let's not forget, there is the egg of the equation. But Silas Kane, it is your turn.
So what is this pile of rocks over here?
That is a pile of rubble that looks like it might have once belonged to a building.
All right, Silas will head over. We'll do a double move over there with his rod, very gleefully along the way. Basically, yes, we're all about to be struck down like we deserve.
I hate you less now, Brandon.
Give it time.
All right, Klaus.
All right, and maybe perhaps some of you can help me with this. I know I didn't successfully capture any snails, but did one explode in my hand? No, I didn't even find shit. All right. I would like to scoop up snail goop from somebody else and rub it on my rod.
Wait, you had to interact with a snail because you saw better Klaus.
Oh, that's true.
So you had to have had some interaction with a snail.
Well, if I have snail goop, I'd like to rub it along my rod.
I mean, it's a day later, but you're not. If there's a character who hasn't showered, it's probably Klaus. I'll give you a 20% chance to have some residue on your hand. You can pick the range of D100.
All right, 1 through 20.
1 through 20. Remember these pauses every time you hear someone ask, "Hey, why don't you guys release unedited episodes?"
75.
All right, you do not have a substantial amount of goo on your hand remaining.
Not snail goo.
Not snail goo. You can rub your hand on the rod and impart some goo, but there's not going to be really snail
All right.
on it.
That's what I'm going to take my turn doing.
All right.
Lubing up my rod.
And Bjorg.
All right, this pile of rocks up here, up in the northeast corner.
Northeast corner of the map, gotcha.
Yeah, the Bjorg is going to carry a rod up and over there.
All right. All right.
All right, that's where I'm going.
So that brings us to the top of initiative, and something is going to happen on this that y'all might get pretty familiar with as we go through the game. But 1, 2, 3, and 4. Fandango is 1, Silas is 2, Brandon is 3, Bjorg is 4, and Klaus has not put his rod up yet. Da-dunch.
Put it up something.
It's not yet erected.
He's going for the long-term erection play, and he's getting the lube in. 1. All right. Fandango, the...
Tension. It's building excitement, man. It's a dramatic pause.
It's a very, very dramatic pause.
Yeah.
Incredibly dramatic pause.
Pinter would be proud.
You knew we were playing today, right?
Listen, we're all working with the same slow internet.
Tension.
All right. Bam! A bolt of dimensional lightning strikes down and bursts out in a 15-foot wide circle, striking. Let's see. Just missing the egg, but definitely hitting Fandango for 6 radiant damage.
Lucky.
As the kind of burst hits and then dissipates.
I always thought God would notice me first.
All right, Vendigo, it is your turn.
Well, first, I'm going to swear profusely because ow shit that hurt. Ow shit that hurt.
Vendigo, why don't you roll me a perception check? And Silas and Klaus, you're both close enough. You roll me one, too.
Klaus rolls an 18.
Silas gets a natural 20.
Fandingo gets a 22 and still feels somehow inadequate.
Oh, man. Now, I would like just to point out, y'all saw me roll for who got hit. Just pointing that out.
I wasn't paying attention.
Fandingo, Klaus, and Silas, you all hear a humming vibration coming from Fandingo's pack. I would like to remind everybody that they were warned objects of resonance might have interesting interactions with dimensional lightning, and 1 year ago, somebody stole some strings. Anyway, Fandingo, it's still your turn.
Drew, you can't just introduce karma at this stage of the game. If I'd known there were going to be consequences, I would have behaved differently.
You're so full of shit, your eyes are brown. Well, I'm going to take my movement to get 30 feet away from this goddamn rock that just tried to kill me. And then I'm going to open my pack and see what's vibrating in there this time.
Well, the good news, Fandango, is because you open your pack, it's not shredded as the guitar strings explode out into fragments, which start to reform. Oh, but it's not to the full size as you remember Plonky Tonk.
It's Plonky Uke? Ukulele? Yukatonk?
A different shaped guitar, a smaller, maybe an aspect, you might say, appears. Everybody, Ben, could you scroll the map up slightly? Hey, everybody, meet Punky Tonk.
So you're saying it's Rockatonk?
No, this is Punky Tonk. We'll get to Rocky Tonk. And Punky Tonk rolls in with a 12, which he will get to use after your next turn. All right, Brandon Thighmaster, you're up. The giant guitar just manifested into space before you.
Is there a way I can roll perception not to see that?
Sure.
Okay. Bad rolls don't fail me now. I don't want to deal with this shit. No one wants to deal with this. It's not showing up on the map. I rolled a 5. That's a solid effort.
Yeah.
Ignoring this bullshit.
We're going to say you definitely don't see Punky Tonk.
Good. Then I will just stand where I am. This is fine. I'm doing fine. Everything's fine.
Also, Silas, I messed up. You were supposed to go next.
All right, so I'm going to place my rod atop this pile of rubble. Going to yell over to Klaus, bring Toreg over here. He needs to get struck by the holy lightning.
I got shit I'm doing.
And then knowing that he'll probably fuck that up, I'll just shoot a couple of arrows at Punky Tonk because he hasn't proven himself to be hostile yet. But fuck this guy.
Just immediately. All right.
A 16 and a 23.
The 23 will hit. The 16 will not.
12 damage.
Okie dokie. You fire 2 arrows, 1 misses, 1 strikes him as in the cord he's forming, and you hear, "You son of a bitch!" All right. Klaus.
Well, we might have been able to coexist, but since the fight has begun, I have no choice but to attack. But gonna do it a little differently this time. Since I have the power of nature behind me, I would like to remove all of my clothes, mock the gods, and run and like hug Punky Tonk, hoping that lightning will strike my rod and destroy my foe.
I drew a picture.
I am now very, very uncomfortable.
I've got to charge you at least 1 round to remove your armor, but after that, you're free to run.
Okay.
Bjorg, that makes the bard uncomfortable.
So, as a guitar has appeared, Silas has shot it, and Klaus has immediately started stripping. Business as usual. Bjorn Bjornsson.
I would ask if the guitar looks hostile, but I don't think we need to ask that anymore. Fuck it. Draw sword, roll initiative. Or no, I already rolled initiative. Fuck it. I can't think.
You're up in initiative.
I am up in initiative. Yep. All right. We're going to do 2 attacks against Punky Tonk. That's a nat 20.
That will absolutely hit him.
And that's a 24.
That will also hit him.
Save some for me, Bjork.
And that is 18 damage and 14 damage.
Woo!
Ancestors!
So Punky Tonk is looking a little chipped and scarred, which really only fits his aesthetic better, if we're being honest. And now he finally finishes manifesting, basically, hey everybody, I'm Punky. Oh Jesus, God, fuck you all! Bam! And he's gonna launch his Blitzkrieg Bop. 3 of these are going for Bjorg, 2 of these are going for Silas. So, Bjorg, you take 7, 6, 7. Silas, you take 6, 5. He basically launches 5 magical notes that swirl through the air, act independently, and strike their attackers. If this happens to resemble Magic Missile cast as a 5th level spell, Punky Tonk would like you to know he don't give a fuck about your trademark laws. And Fandango.
Fandango's going to studiously ignore anything that came out of his backpack and pretend nothing ever happened. So I'm going to move 20 feet to the east. How heavy are the rods?
They're not terribly heavy. The snail shells were a unique material. We'll say they're 5 pounds. They're pretty negligible.
Perfect answer. I'm going to cast Mage Hand. Move the last rod onto the pillar that's right here.
And actually, that reminds me, we're still at the top of initiative. Let's do a D5 and see which pillar gets struck. We're going to start at 1 is the first one Fandango set, 2 is the one by Silas, 3 is the one by Brandon, 4 is the one Bjorg set, and 5 is the one Fandango just dropped. So, 1, it strikes Fandango's again. Not the new one, the old one. So there's nothing near it, so nothing happens. All right. And Fandango, at the end of your turn, more shards are still vibrating, and they start forming together. Oh, you didn't think it was just Punky Tonk, did you? Another guitar begins to form. All right, and Silas Kane, you're up.
All right, 2 more at this fucking guy, whatever his name is. 19 and 20.
Those will both hit.
14 and 12.
Very nice. All right, you once more strike at Punky Tonk, an innocent guitar who only wanted to bring a little more awesome into the world, you monster.
And Silas will also move down toward Tor Egg.
All right. Brandon Thighmaster.
I'm not happy about this Toreg stuff. I realize
Nobody
now
cares.
that that maybe if this is the birth of our sweet baby boy, our sweet muscular baby boy, then I don't want Silas raised. I don't want Silas's face to be the first thing it sees. So I'm going to use my monk speed to try and overtake Silas. Hold on, Brad Egg. Daddy's coming. I know I've spent a lot of time not giving a shit about you, but now suddenly that there is competition, I give a shit. I think I can only get that far, but hopefully Silas will get struck by lightning or die or...
Well, we'll find out soon. Klaus!
All right, I am completely disrobed now.
You have finished removing your armor and clothing.
All right, then I would just like to charge as fast as I can toward Punky Tonk while I loudly mock the gods. Strike me.
Punky Tonk thought he was punk. He ain't seen nothing.
This is some straight up
there's
Sid
two
Vicious
movements.
shit here.
I would like to point out that your plan of having lightning strike Punky Tonk, I think originally revolved around having a rod, but Fandango took yours.
Wait, why did you... I don't remember making an opposed grapple check
You
for
were
this.
taking off your clothes.
Bevan, Klaus had just got to believe in
Now I have to
himself.
change my picture.
He still has a rod.
Bjorg Bjornsson, you are up.
I'm disturbed.
Be that as it may, you still have to act.
All right,
The
two
A&D
more.
motto.
2 more attacks against Punky Tonk. That is a nat 20. We're 18 damage,
All right.
and that's a 24 for 16 damage.
All right. You slash once more into Punky Tonk, who is looking pretty rough at this point, but it is not Punky Tonk's turn. All right, we're going to do this appropriately now. Top of the round means Dimensional Lightning, which is striking. God damn it. But this one... Oh, nope, nobody. All right, it bings off for 15 feet. Man, whatever that one rod has, apparently the lightning is all about it. And as the second guitar begins to solidify, you hear a soothing voice kind of breeze through. Hey, everybody, I'm Folksy-Tonk. And I'm here to slowly kill you today. And he's going to cast Blowing in the Wind. A fearsome wind blows, striking a column 15 feet wide and 30 feet long. Creatures caught in it are pushed 10 feet back and knocked prone. So a DC con save for half damage and to avoid the push prone. So he is going to center it on, Klaus, the nude man. Who
I'm the least threatening person.
Oh no, baby, oh
Disagree.
Yeah, no.
Different threatening.
no. Yeah, DC con save.
16.
All right, you meet the thing, so you get half damage at 2 and you are not pushed by the wind.
All right, so what's the damage?
2. Well, you have advanced evasion, so it's nothing since you made the save.
Stupid guitar.
All right. Punky Tonk is looking really fucked up at this point. So Punky Tonk's gonna scream, "Fuck you all, blaze of glory!" And he's gonna blitzkrieg bop everything onto Bjork. So that's 5, 6, 6, 6, 6. So that's
damn.
29 damage.
All right.
That's a shaving cut for Bjorg.
I've dealt more damage than that to Bjorg with one little fireball.
Well,
Don't worry,
speaking of
Bjorg.
killing
Why didn't you
with
drop me
fireball-
right down to 69, you bastard?
Oh, I feel like Punky should take damage from that. Fandingo, if you want to kill Bjorg with a fireball, it is your turn.
Wait.
I mean, historically, it seems like it's an option.
It's always an option. Do any of us remember what the guy who crushed up snail shells on our rods told us to do when we got up here?
No.
You're supposed to be getting the dimensional lightning to hit the egg.
Oh. Don't look at me, I had a bucket on my head.
Don't look at me, I'm a bard. I was stoned.
I'm trying to save Bjork.
Hey, Brandon, we need to put Fandingeg onto a pedestal.
Immediately stop listening.
Because let's be real, who's more likely to father a child with something that lays an egg than the bard?
Don't make me be a responsible parent and call it Bieg.
Yeah. Fandingo's going to use his 30 feet of movement, and then, since he still has Mage Hand active, he'll try to pick up Fandingeg with his Mage Hand.
What's the weight limit for mage hands?
10 pounds.
Yeah, I think the egg, I'm not picking a side here, is established a little heavier than that right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's been
it's-
growing big and strong.
But now I at least have a hand on the egg.
A mage hand.
All right, I'm going to stand here with my illusory hand on my illusory spawn.
Somehow this has suddenly turned into a race for the egg, and Brandon Thighmaster, you're up.
Speaking of racing for the egg. Okay, I move to the egg and I hoist it onto my finely toned shoulders.
All right.
Brandon, whatever you do, don't put it near one of the rods.
Don't tell me how to raise my egg.
All right, so I'd say your action was picking up the egg. You still have your movement left. Whatever you'd like to do with that.
Get it as far away from both Silas and Fandingo as possible.
Excellent. And of course, as you might have expected, the shards are still swirling about, and a new one is beginning to manifest.
I like to say that in my panic, I have in fact moved the egg closer to Klaus as well, which was not my intention.
You've also moved yourself closer to nude Klaus, so what is that doing for your vow of celibacy?
I don't like how
It's
close that
reinforcing
one is
it
to me.
massively, yeah.
I like to imagine Brandon like running, looking back, and then like suddenly turning and go, "Whoa!"
And an abrupt end to monk speed right there.
Silas Kane.
Shoot Punky Tonk or shoot Brandon. Decisions. I'll try to shoot Toreg out of Brandon's hands.
Even
Abuse
now,
her!
shoot the baby. Yeah.
Roll it. That is a called shot, which means I think you have to roll a 19 or a 20 at the bare minimum for those.
Or natural 1 and a 32.
Yeah, you pull back so hard you kind of elbow yourself in the dick. You're like, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna boom, oh fuck me! For 2 damage.
Thank you, Tor.
All right, nude Klaus, you are up.
All right, all is not lost. Is this one of the rods?
Yes.
Well, great. It's on my way anyway. I would like to grab it.
Okay. They are 5 pounds, so it's negligible. You can just grab it as you're going.
All right. And
That's
I should
my
be able
rod.
to make it the rest of the way.
Stop touching my rod.
Nude Klaus has your rod.
Odin can suck my balls.
We've
This is the
avoided
most
for
Northlands
so
thing
long,
I've ever
Bob.
seen.
You finally forced us to do grapple on a live show. Yeah, y'all cheer, but now this is what comes of it.
I like to think this is a comfortable silence.
Okay, Bob, roll me a melee attack.
All right. Is that just a D20? Or
Strength and proficiency.
Strength is 0. Proficiency is
-3.
4. All right. So D20 plus 4.
Yep.
So dramatic.
11.
You do not successfully grapple Punky Tonk.
That's fine.
Bjorg Bjornsson.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess you just did get a real weird sight run in, didn't you?
Is that other guitar manifesting directly on top of me?
It's behind you, but the stalk, as a callback, is just the way the map works. It towers over you a little bit, but
Can
it's
I
not
see
on-
it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
it's manifesting.
Bjorg will turn around and will rage.
All right.
2 attacks on the new guy. 28, 16 damage.
That will hit.
16, 17 damage.
The 16 will not hit.
Damn.
That reminds me, I have to roll initiative for that one, which is 10. Excellent.
Sorry, Klaus, you're too close to that thing. I'm not touching any of that. I
that's
appreciate the sentiment.
I don't blame Bjorg for staying away from that one. That's a survival move.
I mean, to be fair, it is the most northern thing I've seen in the South, and yet somehow still very wrong.
All right, that brings us back around, which means it's time for Dimensional Lightning to strike probably the same one it's hit every freaking time. 4! Okay, there we go. So that is going to hit 1, 2, 3 is Klaus, so 4 is the one by Bjorg, which is, near enough to hit the one that's manifesting.
You missed, fucker.
So, Dimensional Lightning strikes down, hits the thing, deals some radiant damage to the one that's manifesting, who has yet to be named. 1 damage. And then it falls over from the force of the shock. The rubble did not make a suitable standing point for it.
Damn.
And with that, we are to Folksy Tonk, who is going to try and blow Bjorg away. DC 16 con save, Bjorg.
All right. Natural 20. He's just going to look at Folksy Tonk and go, no.
All right, that gives you half damage of 4, and you're raging, so half that down again, so 2. The wind blows, and Bjorg does not give a single shit.
Metal. Nice.
Somehow no one killed Punky Tonk, despite how incredibly weakened he was, so he gets another round of Blitzkrieg Bob.
It's kind of having a fate worse than death, though, really.
He's definitely sending 2 of them at Klaus, and 2, well, we'll do 2 at Klaus, 1 at Silas, 2 at Bjorg.
Cool.
What did I do?
You know what you did. I'm looking at the drawing of what you did right now. 14 to Klaus, 8 to, what did I say the 1 was to Silas? Yep, 8 to Silas, 14 to Bjorg, well, 7 to Bjorg.
Is that 14?
Yes. And that brings us to Fandango.
All right. What's the range on Fireball?
My hit points aren't so great right now.
I thought we were kidding.
I'm not decent.
So what else is new? Oh, look, 150 feet with a range, 20-foot circle. Let's see.
How can I hurt Bjorg the most?
I'm going to cast Fireball and center it on this spot. I'm centering the Fireball on this spot just on the other side of this pile of rocks, which should put Bjorg just outside of the sphere of fire.
Thank you.
Show me the spot again one more time.
I really feel like
Right
you're
there.
growing as a person.
Bjorg and
beautiful.
Bjorg and Klaus are clear.
And that should hit Punky Fuck and I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't met the next one yet, but that will hit Punky Tonk and the mysterious one still manifesting.
I really hope he dies before we know who he is.
Are you that lucky?
And I'm going to go ahead and cast that as a 6th level spell.
Motherfucker.
So that'll be 11d6 of damage.
Roll it up. What's the save?
Constitution save for half of 38, and my spell save DC is 16.
Alright. Here is, we'll do, first one is for Punky Tonk. 21.
Fucker.
Doesn't matter, Punky Tonk is still super dead. Half damage is plenty.
It's the day the music died.
And half damage to the mysterious stranger as well.
All that work for nothing.
Let's see, what's 15, and then 8, so 4, so 19. Okay. 19 damage, and Fandango, of course, as the last of the shards are manifesting, you see one more guitar form into being.
I am going to then use my movement to chase after Brandon for 30 feet to try and get Toreg somewhere closer to a lightning rod.
All right, well, that will bring up our stranger. Let's go ahead and add you to a turn. Get your initiative. That's a 2. Ooh, you finally get to go. All right, so let's get back to... Oh, yeah, Punky Tonk is dead. Punky Tonk is super dead. Let's X him out.
Yes, let's.
I mean, for now.
Here's your bollocks and fuck your Sex Pistols.
Yeah, I guess Punky is dead.
Hey, everybody, I'm Jazzy Tonk.
No.
Absolutely not.
And he's going to play a round of the Matchbox Blues. It's a fireball. Fire explodes out in a radius, and he is definitely aiming for you and Brandon, because he can.
That's reasonable.
DC Dex save of 15 for half of 5.
Fandango rolls a 25.
That is 2 damage then.
You call that a fireball?
Jesus Christ. I don't know if it's the huge egg I've got on my back, but I roll a 10.
5 damage.
I'm pretty sure I have some kind of monk ability to mitigate stab. I'm too lazy to look it up.
Well, it is your turn, Brandon Thighmaster, so you may do with that what you will.
Okay, I'm going to use my monk speed and agility to take the egg onto the circular platform Super Bowl spike that bad boy. And I'm going to hold up my hand and say, somebody rod me. I mean, I need a rod. Throw me a rod.
Silas, do you rod Brandon?
Very tempting. Instead, I'm going to attack Fucky Tonk over here, who's manifesting. Both of these are going to come in as sharpshooter, and if one hits, it will be a third level smite.
Alrighty.
Holy fuck.
22 and 19.
Those will both hit. You can just give me the total
Yeah.
damage.
Well, 25, 19.
Silas is not a music lover.
And 8 radiant.
All right. You have hit a manifesting guitar that did you no wrong with 3 arrows. You monster. Klaus, you are nude holding a rod under a dead guitar.
Not the first time you've
One
woken
down,
up in
guys.
this situation.
I'll go rescue Bjorg again.
Oh God, he's coming towards me again. I want the bucket back.
You know what he did in that bucket, right?
All right.
I don't want to.
All right.
Yeah,
I
you're
shall
right.
attempt another grapple.
Roll me your melee attack.
All right, I'm just gonna roll a die. This
That
is
makes
slow.
more sense. I'll watch you.
14 plus 4, 18.
18. All right, you can effectively grab. Oh wait, he gets to resist.
He's
Bitch.
humping the guitar.
He can try.
Getting a bit
Yeah, with his
points.
bonuses, he will successfully resist getting grabbed onto. As Jazzy Tong's like, oh no.
Too smooth for you.
That's not smooth, baby.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
And that brings us to Björn Bjornsson.
All right, two more raging attacks against Jazzy Tonk here. That's a 29,
That'll do it.
and that's a 14.
Are you using your
I'm using the raging.
the relentless attack?
Oh yeah, no, that's 26.
Yep. All right, then that is 31 total.
Yep.
Very nice. Jazzy Tonk is looking a lot less chill. But you hear the dulcet tones of a fourth and perhaps final guitar.
Oh, no.
Forming in to say, "Hey everybody, I'm Rocket Tonk." And he's casting Highway to Hell, of course. Which is a fun one. So Rocky Tonk is going to move his full speed as a charge. Moves his full through, attacking anything in his path. He has advantage against any thrown enemies. So Brandon attacks with a 28.
Do you want 28 will hit? Yeah.
And hits for 18 bludgeoning damage.
Jeez.
You didn't think they were all going to be Jazzy Tonk, did you?
Is Brandegg okay?
Brandegg is fine. It rolled over you.
You
had
just
already
spiked him, you
spiked
asshole.
it to the ground.
That was just,
Yeah. Only you're allowed to beat your egg.
yeah. That was just bumptious play. That wasn't angry guitar charging. These are different things. Don't tell me how to parent my egg.
Well, now you're going to catch a case of blowing in the wind as Folksy Tonk lets loose. So, Brandon, DC 16. And let's see where the dimensional lightning is hitting while we're at it. Oh my god. It's Klaus.
Yes!
Oh no.
Bjorg, Klaus, and Jazzy Tonk all take 4 radiant damage as a bolt strikes down on the rod he's holding and sends out a 15-foot orb of dimensional energy, none of which you have transferred to the egg so far. Just throwing that in.
How's Jazzy Tonk looking?
Not great. Not great. Punky Tonk is dead, so we'll take him out of rotation, and that brings us to Fandango.
How's Bjorg looking?
49 out of 111.
He's fine.
You're fine.
All right.
A ways to go.
Yeah. Fuck it, he's fine.
Rod Brandon.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
To my knowledge, you haven't dismissed your mage hand.
That's right. So I'm going to move 10 feet, 15 feet to be directly between the pile of rubble with a rod on it and Brandon and Brandeg, and I'll mage hand the rod and move it over next to Brandeg.
All right.
All right, Brandon, you have been rotted.
Nice.
First time for everything, babe.
All right, well, Jazzy Tonk is going to drop a round of Matchbox Blues on Bjorg. DC 15 dex save. He's casting it kind of back over here so as not to hit himself.
All right, that's an 18 dex save.
That is half damage of 14, which is 7, and you're raging, so 3.
Fuck yeah.
Rage rules. Fucking damage. All right, Brandon Thighmaster.
Okay, my connection has just died. I'm sure that I will shortly die. But yeah, all I'm going to do is stand on top of Brandeg, hold the rod up to the heavens to give myself the best chance of birthing this sweet baby boy. And I'm going to scream, "Bring on the juice!" And that'll be my turn.
Silas Kane.
So tempting to shoot him again. But I will do 2 more sharpshooters to Rocky Tonk.
All right, you're aiming for Rocky Tonk.
18 and 25.
Both will hit.
44 in total.
Okay. Rocky Tonk lets out a series of very pained twangs. It's like, ah! Fuck you! All right, Klaus. You're nude, rude, and under a guitar, dude.
All right. I've taken down 2. Now it's time for...
Jazzy Tonk is still alive.
Oh, wait. Which one's this one?
Punky Tonk is dead.
Which one's this?
Oh, yeah, the X, I think, got put on something by accident.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so this one's still alive.
Yeah, Punky Tonk was dead, Jazzy Tonk's alive.
All right, well, I will reattempt my grapple. 18 again.
Very nice. All right, let's see how D20 plus 4. Okay, you've successfully grappled on to Jazzy Tonk.
That is not how you're supposed to stroke the neck.
All right, Bjorg Bjornsson. You have 2 guitars in reach, one a lot more closer to death than the other.
I have musical-related trauma now. All right, gonna keep attacking Jazzy Tonk. Focus fire.
Alrighty.
15.
That's gonna miss, but
And
you still have advantage.
Yep, 24. That's right, 24 and an 18.
All right, the 18 will hit, so that is total of
12 and 14, so
26.
Yeah.
All right. Jazzy Tonk is looking, again, way less chill, man.
Die already!
Well, but Rocky Tonk's not dead, and he's gonna highway to hell, you buddy.
Will he collide with his buddy?
Nope.
Oh, damn it.
He's thundering by, and he will attack with a 23 for 17 damage.
Oh, yeah. So that's
Still half.
half and half.
Well, just the one half.
Okay.
All right, and that brings us to the top of the round, which means Dimensional Lightning. And Brandon, since you have gained elevation, here's what I'm going to do. I've been rolling a d5. You're holding the number 2 rod. I'm going to roll a d6. That rod is now 2 and 6. Since you're higher up, I feel like it deserves a stronger percentage of getting hits.
I do have the high ground, it's true.
Not morally.
He's holding number 2.
We're dealing with electricity, so That's a number 1. All right, it strikes the old reliable. The one the lightning can't get enough of. And that brings us to Folksy Tonk, who's going to try and blow Fandango away. Fandango DC 16 con. Fandango would be way too into that.
So that's a nat 20.
You are not blown in any way.
And that right there is the story of my life as a bard, not blown in any way.
You do take 2 wind damage. And it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to, since I still have my mage hand, going to use part of my movement to go 15 feet closer to our old reliable oft-struck rod, fetch it with my mage hand, and then mage hand it back over to Brandon.
Double
Alrighty.
rods, nice.
You got a rod per hand. Do you even know how to deal with that?
I'm a fast learner.
Look at how oiled up he is. He knows.
You
what to do.
still have oil, right? Because that's going to be important.
So I can handle 2 rods. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about a 3rd one, but we'll see.
It's okay. I know where it goes. I got you.
All right. Jazzy Talk's gonna detonate a Matchbox Blues in the air to try and singe off Klaus. So, DC 15 deck save for half of 10, Klaus. He's drawing again.
Whatever happened to my computer, deleted that picture. So,
So only you all get to experience it.
Yeah.
You had to be here for this live A&D Con moment.
all right. You said dex save,
Deck save, DC 15.
natural 20.
Yeah, you're slipping and sliding across that guitar body in a way that is deeply uncomfortable.
I don't like this.
Brandon Thighmaster.
Okay. No, I'm the person in a position of responsibility here. I'm not just pissing about with horrible guitar people. Let's try and focus here, guys. This isn't about you. This is about the baby. So I will lift both rods to the sky and look as alluring to lightning as possible.
All right, Silas Kane.
Play some hymns and repent. 2 more sharpshooters at Rocky Tonk.
Okay. Silas fucking hates Rocky Tonk. Just from jump.
15 and 17.
The 17 hits, barely.
24 damage.
Oh, he's super dead. He had 4 hit points left.
I told you to repent.
Organized religion has finally destroyed rock and roll. You and Tipper fucking Gore, bud.
All right, Klaus.
I don't know. I've got my my grappling successful. I guess I could just. Oh wait, this one's still alive, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I want to try and shove the rod into the hole.
Into its mouth? You want to shove the rod into its mouth?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Roll me a melee attack. I guess that's a called shot.
Oh wait, I can just do a D20. Yeah. No. 10.
That is not going to do. As you all see, a nude Klaus trying to jam his metal rod into the guitar's mouth, and suddenly you're not sure who the villain here really is.
I am. I'm perfectly sure.
Bjorn Bjornsson. Maybe put Jazzy Tonk out of his
Bjorg is looking directly at Jazzy Tongue going, I'm sorry, this is for your sake. That's a 29 and a 27.
Those will both hit.
Yep, that's 24 damage.
Once again, he had 4 hit points.
You're in a better place now, I promise.
Yeah.
I've recreated the art.
Thank you. All right, we're at top of initiative. That means I'm rolling D7. You're holding the 1, 2, 6, and 7 rods.
3.
5. Boom! The one down here, Ted. I'd like to point out, no one made them spread these out. And, oh boy, Folksy Tonk is not looking great right now. He's going to try to knock Brandon down with a blowing in the wind. Brandon, give me a DC 16 con save, please.
15.
All right, you are pushed back by 10 feet. You are knocked prone, and you are, of course, no longer being able to point them directly at the sky with your high ground advantage.
Okay.
And you take 5 damage from being knocked into the ground.
Guys, we're going to need a bigger rod.
Fendingo.
You called? Brandon, do you still have your hands full of rod?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
no, I got a death grip on those rods, man.
Fendingo's going to do a double move going 60 feet straight east so that next turn he can mage hand one or both of these damn... Ooh, wait. What's the time? I gotta check casting time on mage hand.
All right, well, you...
Nope, it's an action, so I don't have that. Yeah, I've still got one active, but I have that glove that lets me mage hand to something again.
Ooh, very nice. All right, Brandon
Handy.
Thighmaster, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to flip back onto my feet. Flip back, I'm not going to stand up. Obviously, it's going to look as cool as possible.
You gotta impress the egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to once again stand on Brand Egg. This is for your own good, Brand Egg. And defiantly raise my twin rods to the sky.
All right, Silas Kane.
All right. Twin sharpshooters going after the last guitar,
Has a name, Rick. It's
which I don't
Folksy
care
Tonk.
about.
And he hates you.
25 and 15.
The 25 will hit. The 15 not as much.
19.
Woo! All right. Folksy Tonk is looking a little less cheery. And speaking of, oh God, help us all, Klaus, you're up.
Get the
All
rod
right,
to
I am
Brandon.
nakedly embracing a dead guitar. Yes?
Yep. You
All
are. You're arguably violating a corpse.
Yeah, well, that seemed to work out pretty well. I'm going to go do the same thing to the last guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. At least if the lightning hits, then, yeah. Ah!
All right.
Oh, thanks.
Bjorn Bjornsson.
I am so disturbed right now. Fuck it, yeah. Gonna charge over towards last guitar here. That's. I think
Are you following me?
Oh God, what a sight to keep up on.
Not willingly.
Do you have enough to attack, or is that just a move?
I think I have enough to attack.
All right, roll it up.
All right, let's do Raging Greatswords. 27 and 29.
All right, those will definitely both hit.
17 and 18 damage.
Oh, poor Jazzy Tonk. Or poor Folksy Tonk. Jazzy Tonk is already dead.
I don't want the music in me.
Maybe you shouldn't have followed Klaus.
All right.
I'm trying to save him from that.
Top of initiative, Brandon is holding the 1, 2, 6, 7. 1. Lightning strikes down upon the rod, crackling outward, hitting Brandon for, of course, 1d6 of radiant damage, but more importantly, striking the egg that is within the sphere, crackling through it. A lot of energy seems to swirl about. There's a pulse of brightness, a crack pulses across the surface. And that's where we're going to pause the live game for this week.
That is
we
some
have
big
so
dad
much
energy.
to talk about, y'all. This marks not only the 7 years that we've been doing Authors and Dragons, this marks something kind of special, and we want y'all to know what we're doing here. This is the beginning of Chronicles of Calamity, the final chapters. We are going to be ending this game in the coming year ahead. So by the time we get to A&D Con 2023, we'll be playing in a game run by John Hartness. Now, I want to set a few standards things. Quick note, these are all supposed to be 2-year runs when we do them. I kind of drew this. So, we won't be that long before we change off again. But, so, of course, we're all still going to be playing. We're all still going to be part of the podcast. But we thought it was time to try a new adventure. And don't worry, we're not just cutting off. When I say we're ending, I mean we are working toward an ending. But that all comes kind of down the line. We wanted to give y'all a heads up. There's some stuff we're going to be doing. We have a presentation. We're going to take questions to Teresa. Please raise your hand. Thank you. Please come up, give her your questions. She'll take them, collect them, compile them. We're going to do, I think, just a quick 5-minute break for the authors to pee, reset, do what we got to do. And then we'll come back in for presentation, questions, etc. And we'll do the second half of the podcast. All right, do we have anything else before we go on to questions? I think that's all I know of. All right.
So our first question is from Walter, who wants to know, so now that Shingles, the movie, the book is out, when's the audio coming?
Next question, please.
Just get out.
Now, I would like to take this opportunity to plug the Shingles audiobooks that did come out last month. Volume 7 and 8 are available now. So if you've got an audiobook Shingles craving, you can go satisfy it. I'll turn anything into a plug, goddamn you.
So our next question is from Crisis. Since you're ending this run of the adventure, will we see the demon horse again, or any of the evil that was set free from the island?
Well, that's the sort of thing you'll just have to tune in and then tell your friends to tune in and check out to find out.
From Queen Crush, she wants to let us know that since it's ending, how much everybody appreciated how much this podcast meant to the audience over the last 7 years.
You're the MVP at that.
Although technically not a question.
Thank you, Silas.
Yeah, seriously, you're
All
awesome.
right, from our fantastical New York that has showed up in cosplay. So the first question was, what?
Yup.
The second question was, is there any chance of guest author DMs in the future?
There's always a chance.
Yeah, we've enjoyed having guests on the one-shots we've done, when we have folks on for games and stuff, for live cons. We definitely enjoy it, but it's not always the easiest thing to coordinate, so we're not against it, but it's not a thing to snap into existence easily.
And looking at how many of the last bunch we recruited, they should be real wary of accepting an invitation to run a one-shot for us, because they might get stuck at conventions every year and have to put up with us on the regular.
This one's for John, since we're going to be the next DM for the next campaign. Is the new game going to take place in the same universe, or will it be completely separate?
Drew and I haven't talked about that yet. So those are conversations that Drew and I will have as he's wrapping this game, and we will figure out if there are obviously parts of this world that are unexplored. There are parts of this world we've been to that are unexplored. There are wells in this world that are unexplored.
There are fewer parts to this world.
So that's something that we'll discuss over the course of the rest of this year and early next year as we're wrapping this campaign up.
Although, if anyone wants to get a little bit of a sneak peek at the kind of world you might be in for under John's guidance, the second mixed one-shot is going to be tomorrow morning. I don't remember the exact time, but I believe that's a little bit of a aesthetic preview, if nothing else.
It is a continuation of the one-shot we did yesterday, which does serve as a prelude and setting for the next campaign. So if you want a couple of hints about the kind of stuff I've got planned, you want to join us here tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning. I haven't.
I'm taking that personally.
I haven't, because the last one they replaced me with is funnier than me, so screw that.
Honestly, this is a real inside baseball thing, but the hardest part of this podcast sometimes is scheduling the adult schedules of 6 individual people, and adding a different person in with their own schedule is the most terrifying thing right now, because we barely make this work.
And also, managing a party greater than 5 is pretty challenging and makes combat go for a million years. So once you get past 4 players in a campaign, the time required to accomplish anything becomes exponential. So we're currently not planning on adding any additional number of people, but
now, with that said, we are also putting a little more emphasis looking ahead to maybe some one-shots and some limited runs, kind of akin to at least what Salty Bastards was started out as. And so you might see a little more mix and shuffle on those, because it's a smaller amount of time commitment, it's a little bit less we have to juggle. And so in those more limited spaces, we're hoping to be able to shake things up a bit and have some fun and try new combos.
Yeah, because we have a dozen awesome writers to draw from. So the more we utilize the entire cast of all of our shows, the more entertaining we are.
And a related question from somebody else. For those who have not yet DM'd a game, do y'all have ideas for games for campaigns?
No.
Anybody else want to jump in on that one?
Everyone's looking at me.
No.
Today. Not yet.
But since mine's supposed to be a 2-year campaign,
Shut up.
Well, now it's 5 shadowing.
Do you have any advice for creatives when they hate their work?
Welcome to the club.
Go for a walk.
Do better work.
We've talked about this a few times, I think. I've never written a book that halfway through I wasn't sure was going to torpedo my career. Like, at the midway point, I'm always like, well, this piece of shit's the last thing I'm writing. I guess I had a good fucking run. And, it always comes together in the end, but for some reason, that's just part of the process sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, finish what you started. Because I'm the same way with Drew. It's like, I'm halfway through a book, this is garbage, but then when it's done, looking at the whole thing, sometimes it still is garbage, but most of the time it's not.
And when it is, that's what edits are for.
Yeah, I mean, like, at the very least, if you finish it, you have a complete dumpster. And, you can always repurpose that dumpster.
Listening to people talking to writers for so long who are interested in writing, 99% of the advice just comes down to write the fucking book.
He's not wrong.
He's not.
No.
I'm with Rick and Drew. Every book I've ever written, and I think I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 at this point. Yeah, there's a bunch. I mean, it's not like Bob and Shingles, but it's a lot. But I've hated every one of them for the vast majority of the process of writing the book. It's not until I get done and am going through edits on the book that I'm like, okay, they're right. This isn't terrible. I guess I'll still have a career when we're done with this book. All right, fine.
So this one comes with from an audience member who needs some participation to introduce. So we need to give a hearty "fuck you, Mark" for this question.
Fuck you, Mark.
Fuck you.
Thank you. If you could go back and give yourself advice before you publish your first book, what would it be?
No, if I can go back, I'm just giving myself the complete books.
Invest in something and kill baby Hitler.
Winning lottery numbers.
Hang on, Bob, when did you publish your first book? I feel like we're really
I
skipping
got a
on
time
that.
machine.
I'd remind myself that it's a marathon, not a sprint.
I would tell myself to hire more editors because the first round of Superpowers was rough.
Since when I published my first book, none of these guys had published their first books, I would steal their best ideas and start publishing all of their shit first.
And Mark also wanted to know what you thought of your front round dancers. Oh God.
Magnificent.
Let's see. So D&D Honor Among Thieves is coming out next year. What do you think that they'll get right, and what do you think they'll screw up when it comes to the classes that they're featuring, which are Bard, Sorcerer, Barbarian, Paladin, Druid, and Rogue?
Well, I bet they're not going to understand that the most effective way for a rogue to find traps is using his face.
I doubt their paladin declares anyone a worthless sinner.
5e was good, so I think this doesn't work like the same way with like Star Trek, like movies. So whatever lessons they learned from 5e will probably be lost with this one.
I saw the preview. I thought they got the attitude right, so I'm optimistic.
I think it'll be fun.
Dave Angel wants to know what is your favorite non-Gunther NPC from this campaign?
Oh, Judge Hungry, hands down.
Clap my hands, Edgar.
Honky.
Mr. No, I can't even say it straight.
The most beloved host in everything. Oh, I fucking love that guy.
I don't know. There's so many to choose from, each more horrifying than the last. No, I don't have a favorite NPC. If they all died, I wouldn't be unhappy.
Rachel wants to know if you have a favorite tree.
Of course, I've clearly got a favorite tree. It's well documented.
It's also on the bottom of the ocean.
It died.
Nelson wants to know which of the AT characters would you hang out with and why?
last episode is really just a case of why it's not Klaus.
I respectfully disagree.
I would probably hang out with Fandango because he likes all the things I like. Drugs, music, women. I mean, what's not to like? Also, I've hung out with too many people that are like Klaus.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I've been in bands, so I've hung out with Fandingos, and I'm from Corby, so I've hung out with Klauses. I don't know, I guess hanging out with Brandon would be massively tedious, but I don't know. You could maybe get some of the reflected glory, I don't know.
Definitely not Silas.
Like Bjorg, I too have a flower crown, and it would be glorious.
Justin also wants to know what's the best alcoholic drink you've ever had.
Like
The most
a
recent.
cocktail or like from the bottle?
I
I
can't
like
remember.
a buttery nipple.
No, I know. I went to the Rainforest Cafe and they had this weird swirled pina colada with like strawberry swirls in it, and that was just fucking fabulous.
In so many ways.
Actually, the first time I came to Con Carolinas, Boardwalk Billy's had a killer vanilla porter. First time I'd ever tried it. And I could have just fucked off the entire convention and just sat there and drank that. But I didn't. That's why we're here today.
Angry balls. Shot a fireball in a pint glass, and then you pour a bottle of Angry Orchard on top of it.
Well, you're just going to say angry balls.
Whiskey sour with Baron Jaeger.
Ooh, nice. I can never say no to a daiquiri on a hot day, but for easily repeatable, accessible anywhere, I love a shot called a Thin Mint, where it's a half part Rumpel, 1 part Bailey's, 1 part Kahlua, and it tastes like a fucking Thin Mint cookie. You're welcome.
So we got this question in a couple of different forms, but for Noah, who was very concerned about Bob's well-being, where the fuck are the rest of the shingles from all the other authors?
Y'all each get 10.
Ask Rachel.
Y'all each get 10 friends to buy every shingles any of us produce, and we'll be clamoring to write shingles.
Yeah. We love writing the shingles. Like Bob and I were talking about this while we were hanging out smoking today. Like it gives the chance to flex some creative muscles that you don't normally get to. It teaches you to work on smaller scale pacing. It's fulfilling. It gives me a place to put a lot of my ideas I wouldn't have had to put in novels. That said, it doesn't sell for fucking shit. And so, we love our job, but it is still a job, and so we have to do these things when we can afford to do these things. And it's hard on shingles sometimes.
It's your fault.
And a related question for this one, have you thought of asking a non-cast member to write shingles?
No.
Would you really drag anybody else into this?
I feel like that would be a good way to torpedo a professional relationship.
Whatever shingles is, it's ours. It's mostly Bob's, but it's ours.
From a publisher standpoint, no, because that involves money and figuring all of that out and intellectual property rules. Right now, Shingles is all created by people who are already members of this silly organization and family. Just logistically and paperwork-wise, nah.
Members.
Jeremy wants to know, we have one-shot DMs. Have you ever considered doing a one-shot with a new adventure? Like having a guest on an episode of your podcast, similar to how we had
We consider a lot of things. We're just not very good at stuff.
I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'll just say, keep listening to Salty Bastards.
Ooh, which you can go see live tomorrow, by the way.
Oh my.
And also,
Metallic can't wait.
and also now that we have a stable of DMs and we're beginning to understand how to utilize D&D Beyond and technology a little better, we do have the opportunity to run a lot more one-shot adventures and some of those limited run mini campaigns. So that also opens up options for us.
Sure.
What's your favorite cryptid and why? If you don't have one, what's your favorite urban legend? And that's the legend.
Jackalope. I just think they're fucking cool.
Fucking Texas.
Bevan, can you remember the cryptid you made up for our cryptid podcast?
Was it like a 7-dick monkey or
I
something?
knew it was going to be something with dicks. I was going to guess Dickalope.
I remember having that discussion, but I don't remember the exact name of the creature. What's that? Oh, all right, it had a specific name. All right, good. Well done.
There you go. That's my favorite.
What have we done to people? That's in someone's brain.
Great Watches for 7 years.
7 years so far.
And almost related question from viewers. What's the over-under on getting distracted by something as shiny as taking another 7 years to end the artist campaign?
I don't know what it kind of. You can't really set a line on that. If you wanted to really bet on it, you'd say, what's the over-under on how many years the Harkness campaign is actually going to last? If we set the line at 3 years, because that's us getting distracted and only adding 1 year, do you want to take the over or the under on we're going to finish the Harkness campaign in 3 years? Drew, what do you think?
I'm going to slide a few dollars on the under. I know your schedule, and it is not a lenient one.
Bob, am I going to be able to get you guys out of a campaign in 3 years or not?
Thinking, how many years does John have left in him?
I am so far past my sell-by date already. So that's a vote. That's 2 votes for taking the under. Joe?
How the fuck am I supposed to follow that?
You'll kill John
God
yourself?
fucking damn it, Bob.
Now it's a fucking convention.
You could do this.
No.
I'm 90% sure that's a sex crime.
In every country. I'm going to say, you know what? Let's shoot and say that we're going to hit exactly on. We're not, but someone has to be optimistic.
And that is your role.
God
All
help
right,
me.
Rick.
If John's signing up for 2 years, I don't know if he's going to be able to tolerate our shit for 3.
I think John loves us. It'll be over because he loves us so much. I'm also, canonically terrible at gambling.
So obviously I'm going to take the under. Yeah. Because I ain't afraid to kill a motherfucker.
Or a character.
Anybody who's read the last couple of Quincy Harker or Bubba books knows that I'll drop some beloved bodies if we need to move things along.
And very last, most important question that can be asked has to come from John. Where's the gas station where you get your chicken?
Oh yeah, if you've got a car, it's about less than 10 minutes from here. It's at the corner of Shamrock and Eastway.
Ben, can we get a map?
And it's not There's a little gas station, and then there's a big gas station with parking on multiple sides. You want the big gas station. The other one doesn't have hot food. But yeah, it's the best fried chicken in the city of Charlotte, and if you go, I want a spicy chicken breast with 6 potato wedges. Intersection of Eastway and Shamrock. Well, then they drive like pansies. They've obviously never had that chicken and know what kind of hurry a person needs to be in.
Sometimes you gotta race the devil.
Or the fat guy.
All right, I think since that wraps up our questions, our presentations, our announcements, our game, boy, I feel like that's everything that we have to do on this stage. But of course, as you know, we will be hanging out, having fun, throwing down. It is A&D Con, and I just want to, we toasted to John earlier for making this happen, but the other half of that equation is all of you, because if you're not here, it's literally us in a room by ourselves, and that's not a convention. That's just a sad alcoholic gathering. So cheers.
They're not too sad.
Because this isn't a con. John, is there any official gathering time for the outing or any kind of game plan, or are we just gonna destroy their bar?
I'm gonna go pee and go get my magic cards and be in one of the game rooms for most of the night. So
Okay.
and then at some point there's gonna need to be food.
Yeah,
so.
we will be around, probably up at the bar, probably out, so we'll be hanging out, we'll be doing stuff. I don't know if there's any individual plans. I think we might move toward a bar at some point, but we're playing this sort of by ear, so.
I mean, last year we did running bulls, so what is the schedule for this year?
John, I'm gonna need you to put on some horns, boss.
Riding Joe.
No.
All right,
Yeah.
we went to the craft beer bar. Is that big enough? Is that a good outing spot? I feel like we're gonna crush Boardwalk Billy's if we go there. No, someone said there was a craft beer bar that was. Okay, fuck it, we'll figure it out after. Yeah. We're gonna take probably time. We're gonna have to run shit back up to our room and everything. So let's just say we're gonna start congregating maybe around 7:30, and we'll party. We'll do what we want. But hey, we'll see y'all there.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!